Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May, maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there in age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
LeBron James and JJ Redick just set up a whole new podcast. And in this podcast, they're going to talk basketball. What makes a great basketball player is a video that just dropped not too long ago. Here's what I want to talk about today. You see, we're here consuming all this information. We're consuming the knowledge. You're at my channel because you want to be financially free. You want to understand my frame of mind and my thinking and how you can become financially free. Well, it's just having that hunger and that eagerness to want to go after it and want to be successful. What do I mean by that? Well, a good example is looking at LeBron James, a billionaire basketball player, someone who has been doing this thing for 20 plus years, over 2 decades. He sees the trajectory of where other people are going within the sport and in the podcast space, and then is saying, you know what? I can't be a regular worker, but I can own multiple businesses and I can dedicate X amount of time into a podcast in order to ensure that it flourishes. You see, he has the barbershop, right? But now he has a podcast with JJ Redick as well. 2 points of views, 2 different ethnicities, 2 different cultural backgrounds, everything blending together in order to get 2 different sets of opinions, 2 different forms of people, like Skip and Shannon Sharp. But here's the thing about not alienating any group of people in order to maximize all that you can do. You see, someone like Don Lemon, who we just talked about recently with Elon Musk, he did not maximize the opportunity in business because he is a worker. He is not a businessman. And if you don't understand what I'm saying by that, go ahead and watch my last video on Don Lemon talking about just that specifically, and you would understand why I say those things. But someone who has already achieved financial freedom no longer works. Let me say this again. For anyone else but themselves. Yes, they want to maximize the bag. Yes, they want to maximize the money, but they will never put money over their own happiness, over their own, self-interest. Because now money can't be your only interest. So for example, for me, I'm letting go of $30,000. This is not something that I would ever have done previously. But now I stay at a job where I'm making $30,000 less than what I normally would make. Why though? Is because I'm not only an investor, and that doesn't even take out the majority of my time. It probably takes maybe 2 hours a week to be an investor, to be honest with you. And then with the YouTube channel, now that takes more time because that's still a channel that I'm growing, that I'm building. And that might take 4 or 5 hours of my time in a week, sometimes more. And then my job itself, although it makes me 1/3 of what I actually earn, takes the most of my time, 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, which is a lot of time. And so with LeBron James and JJ Redick, these people are both multi-millionaires. LeBron James being a billionaire himself, but is saying, you know what, I'm not done yet. I'm not done being successful. I'm not done earning money. I'm not done adding value to the world. You understand? And that's another thing that I pride myself on, is adding value, because I'm at a point where financial freedom is no longer a goal. It is something that has already been achieved. How do I add value every single day? How do I not also add value but improve my lifestyle? You see, when you have $1 billion, there's still things that you can't buy. There's still things that you might need a couple more million to improve that lifestyle of yours. But for me, there's a lot of things that you still can't buy with a little million. You can't And I don't want to discourage anybody by saying $1 million is a little bit of money, by the way. I just want to put that out there that we all have our own path, and whatever money that we get to is what we get to, but we only have one life to get to as much as we possibly want to get to. So whatever that number is for you, whether you have a number or not, I don't have a set number. I believe that I can continue to do this thing. I believe that after 30 million, I should be set. But even if I had 30 million, listen, I'm just going to keep going at it. I'm just going to keep palling at it. And why is that? Is because, once you stop, what else is there to do? I mean, I can't just sit in the house all day, whether I have 30 million or not. And I don't have 30 million yet. I'm not even in the multi-millions yet. But, that's just something to think about. What type of person are you, and how do you want to get there? So with LeBron, I mean, they give you the blueprint. This is what I'm talking about all the time when I talk about people who literally will show you the way. When I had a friend who was a NFL athlete making $35 million over a 3-year period, I said, how can I add so much value to where I can make that type of money? There's only one way to do that. The only way to do that is to add value to as many people as possible. Or you have to sell things that are very expensive, like housing or cars. Because outside of that, you have to reach more people. It's either a benefit in how much volume you do, which is people, or how expensive a product or service is. And in order to become a very expensive product or service, there has to be a value there that is even more worth it than you, the person yourself, unless you are the product and or service that is being sold. And therefore, I saw YouTube and Rumble as the biggest outlet for me in order to add as much value as possible and give this value to as many people as possible. Because of that, that's what led me to YouTube. That's what led LeBron to YouTube. That's what led Draymond to YouTube. These people who don't want to work regular jobs, who still can employ others, who will put $500,000 into the production, into the business, and ensure that millions of people watch it from day one, right? These are the people who are literally investing hundreds of thousands in order to make millions. And so when people are skimping on the process, skimping on the production, skimping on the productivity, and they're wondering, why is every famous person having so many views, having so many hits, being able to record such amazing content from day one? Well, it's obvious. It's obvious. It's not only just their name, image, and likeness, but the money behind them as well. The production behind them as well. The ability to say, you know what, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it well. LeBron James dropped on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Not a Friday, not when everybody is off from work, on a random Tuesday. He wants to make sure that the news outlets still talk about him while he's playing in the NBA. He wants to make sure that if he ever says anything even slightly political, that it gets picked up by CNN and Fox News and every other platform. I mean, it is now a video, not just a saying. So everything he does will be publicized for the world to see. He is transforming what it means to be an athlete, but others are also doing the same thing. Draymond Green, Gilbert Arenas, JJ Redick, obviously. Is there any other sports podcast that I'm missing out on? I apologize if I missed any. But again, just continue to think outside the box. If a millionaire and billionaire does this, why can't I? Why can't I push myself into that same tax bracket by adding more pressure, working harder? These people are not only NBA players and stars who are on the road all the time, but they're family men and women. They have other businesses that they have to account for, other investments that they have to account for, and they still find time to not only run one, but 2 different podcasts. And I think JJ Redick is running 3 different podcasts now with the inclusion of LeBron James. So, I mean, if they have all the time to do this within the 24 hours that was given to them, what is stopping you from doing the same thing? What is stopping you from doing the same thing? That's all I have to say. So if you like the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily on YouTube and on Rumble. And I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.